For the last two programmes in this series of Kits and Cruising, we've come to Stoneley and to the biggest kit car show of the season.
And when he says big, he means huge. It's vast. You need far more than a weekend to see everything that's here.
Now, unlike production car shows, the kit car shows are just as much about the owners' clubs as they are about manufacturers, and that's even more so at Stoneley. So I'm going to have a quick look round. Make sure you join me in a few minutes.
Highlights at this year's show include a new car from YKC and the Phantom GTR in production.
Phantom GTR?
Yep.
In production here?
Oh yeah.
All right. Look over there.
No, Ben, not this time, mate.
Yeah.
Sad. Even in these modern times of the new high-quality kit car industry, it's high praise indeed when a new kit car attracts comments like, well, is it a kit car at all? And that's exactly what I've been hearing all day at Stoneley around this, the Phantom GTR. It's based on the Rover 800 series underneath, about 7 years in the making, and it was worth it, because this shape, this design is the most resolved, the most complete and most proportionally correct design I've seen from a kit car in years. It is undeniably beautiful. One of my first comments when I saw it was, well, when the big manufacturers see this, they're going to want it. And between you and me, I can tell you that's exactly what happened. They do, but they're not getting it. It's going to be manufactured in kit form for us to build. And I reckon just by going the build quality and finish of this alone, it is going to be the new benchmark for the kit car industry, let alone its beautiful shape. And it's something that I'm going to explore in the next series, because boy, are we going to get to know this car very well indeed.
In true Eva show fashion, this beautiful limo from Vintage Replicas was only finished hours before the show and then brought straight down here to Stoneley. Luckily our cameras were at their premises only recently. Dave Greenwood will tell you what went on.
Sometimes a vehicle comes along that can span the divide between both kits and cruising. As a new member to our programme, you may be asking yourself, how can I get started? Well, Vintage Replicas have come along with a body and a chassis that can be tailored to suit your very needs. Okay, with Alan Bealby from the company now. Alan, there's a wide choice of cars here. Can you talk me through them?
Yes, well basically we started off with the Olston van. Then was developed the little Skelbrook pickup. Then we did a four-door saloon. The latest model has been the Brampton box van, but that's not the finish.
Do you find most of your customers actually build a replica, or do they go for a custom car?
I would tend to say it's mostly replica, but they put their own feeling into it.
Right.
Not really custom cars as such, no.
No.
Each one is definitely built to a customer's own feelings, own specifications.
Okay, now talking about the build, it's built on a Sierra ladder chassis. Is that a good first time build, or would you say it's quite difficult?
It's quite an easy build really. The ladder frame chassis is fairly simple. The standard Sierra components just bolt straight to it as they were on the Sierra. The bodies are all in one piece and just mount straight on, and such as wings, running boards, and we go from there.
Okay, now with the styling of them, of course, I would have said that lots of small businesses out there are going to be fighting for them. Do you find that?
We do find that, yes. The variety of businesses is just completely endless. We've got everything from wine sellers to glass merchants, you name it, you know, florists, the whole lot. The list is endless. Yeah.
Now I believe you've also got an opera somewhere with one?
Yes, we actually did one for the Welsh National Opera, which toured England in the Opera Pagliacci. That was a nice one to do, something different, and we even got to go to the opera to see it perform on stage, as it were. It was a little bit different.
A lovely, nice evening out.
Yes, yeah. My wife enjoyed it knowing.
Which is the favourite one, and which is the biggest seller, I suppose?
I would tend to say it's probably about equal between the pickup and the little Olston van.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how much would one of these cost me if I decided I wanted to build one myself?
The basic vehicles in component form start from £3,950, and you could realistically get one on the road between £5,000 to £6,000.
How long would we be talking? How long would the build take?
Again, it depends on how prepared you've been. The quickest way to do a build and the best way to do a build is to have all the parts cleaned, prepared and ready to go on. If we say that we build one up from scratch in 6 weeks, it varies with customers, but I would tend to think a sensible time, if you like, about 10 to 12 weeks, working nights, weekends, that type of thing.
Okay, now would you actually build one if I said I haven't got the expertise? Would you be able to build one for me?
Yes, we do it, yeah. We do any stage, from basically just fitting the body up to a complete drive-away vehicle. Right,
so I could ask for a full rolling chassis and then take the build on from there if need be.
Any stage whatsoever, yes.
Excellent. Alan, thanks very much.
Thank you.
The build quality might be good, but the seating position is definitely vintage. The amount of room that we've got inside this thing is obviously vintage. They assure me though at the factory that they can build this thing to any specification. So if you're a tall guy like I am, apparently they can get it so I can fit in with a bit of room. The actual driving of this thing is actually really nice. The modern reliable Sierra running gear in this is really good, really nice steering, feeds back to you nicely. And the gear selection's really good as well. The dials flicker around a bit, but let's face it, you expect that sort of thing. I wouldn't be tempted to take this car up to any amazing speeds, but at low speeds on this nice little A road that we're on here, it poodles us along nicely, and it'd suit somebody. Might even suit me, you never know. The only thing I don't like about this car at the moment is the amount of people that stop and stare and point. In fact, it gets quite annoying after a short time. But people do seem to tend to like them. Everybody gets noticed. If you've got a small business, may I suggest that you actually get hold of one of these. You might be an electrician, you might be a plumber, it doesn't really matter. People see you in one of these, they're going to remember you.
So there you have it. What a great project car for either custom or replica. When we first came here we didn't know what to expect at all, but let me tell you, the build quality in these things is outstanding. It really did impress us. We would have no qualms in recommending this car as a project.
Did somebody mention limousine? Well, how's this for a touch of glamour? I don't think you'll beat this at this show or anywhere else. There's quite a story behind this. It was built by J. Ledley. Now, they're coach builders, and ordinarily they specialise in building the panels and parts for the real thing, the original vehicles. But the guy who runs that business also runs a business with wedding cars. And yeah, he built this one himself specially for that. Underneath all this glamour, unbelievably, there's a milk flow. Well, a Ford Transit. 25 years ago, that's what it was doing. 11 years ago, it was turned into this. It's gorgeous. He's brought it here to Stoneley as an experiment to see about interest, because he's already built another one based on a P100, and if there's enough interest, he may well be building some more. I think it's gorgeous.
Right, so where I am, the new Phantom GTR. He's done it. He's been here. Sod it.
Now I'm here in the Cobra replica area, and with me is Nigel Butler, who owns this little beauty. Nigel, talk me around this.
Right, well this is a Crendon replica. It's a replica of an AC Cobra 427. One of many replicas here, as you can see.
How long did it take to build this?
It's taken me about 18 months. I could have built it a lot quicker, but you know, it's a labour of love, really.
Yeah, and it's the first car that you've built, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
How difficult was it to build?
Fortunately, with a great deal of help from the man who actually builds the kits, it was remarkably easy. You know, he was always on hand, you know, at the end of the phone to help me, and it went very well.
These cars do stand out from other kit cars that we've featured on the programme. How expensive is it to build something like this?
Well, this one cost me around 20,000, and that's fairly representative of most of the replicas that are here, I would say.
Now, because they look so different and so stylish, you must get an awful lot of comments from people passing in the street. What do people say?
Well, mostly they say, is it a real one? You know, is it a real AC Cobra? That's normally the first question, but wherever I go to fill up with petrol, you park somewhere, it always takes you much longer than you think it's going to because of the attention the car gets.
And do you use it as a sort of normal family car? Do you drive to the shops and everything else?
No, not really. I mean, it's not very practical for shopping. I do take it out if you know, if it's a nice day and there's something that just needs to get me and my lady wife somewhere, but otherwise, no, it's really for high days and holidays.
Now, you mentioned your wife. Does she drive this as well?
She has done. At the moment, the seats aren't adjustable, which is something I've got to sort out. So she certainly will be driving it.
Perhaps there's a reason the seats aren't adjustable at the moment for your wife.
Well, yeah,
because you want it as your toy. Yeah, we've heard that one before. Nigel, thank you very much for talking us around your Cobra. Thank you.
No problem.
This may be the National Kit Car Show, but it wouldn't do for us to neglect the other side of kits and cruising, so we've ended up here at the stand of the NSRA in front of this rather fantastic car, and with Ali, who's the boss, of course, of this association.
Yes, I am.
She's in charge. I'm going to embarrass you now. You're the first
I'm
lady.
the first female chairman of a car club anywhere in the world, a national car club.
Does that mean you've been like ultra strict?
No, no.
Very nice. What are you doing here? What's the idea of you
Well,
being
we
here?
came along to promote the National Street Rod Association and to promote street rodding into the alternative market. We've done very well, lots of interest. We've had a really, really good weekend.
Good for you. Tell us about some of these events, because you've got a couple to let us know about coming up for the year.
Yeah, we have. At the end of July, we've got the Hot Rod Super Nationals at Stevenage at Nebworth in Stevenage near London. That's the 23rd and 25th of July. It's the biggest hot rod event in Europe and the best.
Should be a bit of a thing.
Yeah, it'll be really, really good. And in beginning of September, we've got the Hot Rod Drags, which is the National Street Rod Association event organised at a drag strip, which is really good.
When you're at an event like this, what kind of response do you get from the kit car people when they come around and see the car?
They're absolutely stunned. They just can't believe they know it's a kit because it's fiberglass and they tap it to see, and they just can't believe it's sitting on the floor and that you actually towed a caravan here.
With this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a caravan club as well. We can get everything going on here. Do you think you've got a bit of a role to play then at events like this in bringing the two interests together?
Undoubtedly. We made the decision to try and promote the NSRA and to bring it all forward into a different audience and not just treat it as just hot rods and separate the two, try and find an alternative to bring everybody together. They're all hot rodders, they just don't know it yet.
Absolutely. Or your kit car people who don't know it yet.
No,
Balanced. Please, we'll be in terrible, terrible trouble. Ali, thanks for talking to us about it. Glad you're having a good weekend.
Thank you.
Marlin are celebrating 20 years of production this year. Dave Hitchens, chairman of the Marlin Owners Club, what are you doing to celebrate?
Well, this year, to celebrate the 20th anniversary, we're joining up with the manufacturers on their respective open days, one in Yorkshire and one in Crediton in Devon, because there are no two separate manufacturers. And we're also having a summer rally in Meriden at the end of June, where we're having an organised run out with the members taking a tour around the countryside around Coventry. And also later in the afternoon we're having a picnic and a celebration and some entertainment during the Saturday evening.
So you're going to be all right with this, Ben?
I think so, mate. I was, after all, 1989 and 1990 Class F off-road champion.
So you've done a bit before then?
It's been known, you know. I've got a bit of an Onyx Tomcat here, mate, and I'm going to bash it round this off-road course.
It's all muddy, mate. You're not worried or anything?
I'm not worried at all, mate. I said I've got a big, nice big Metro 1300 Wowzer power plant behind me, and I'm happening.
All right, no, I'll leave you to go and get muddy.
Cheers,
I'll
buddy.
get you away. Take it away. Don't hurt yourself. It's dangerous out there. You poor mad fool.
Brilliant. The Onyx Tomcat, £1,000. Do what a Range Rover will do around here. You can go around, no problem, suspension works, and bear in mind, it is only a Metro at the end of the day. Space frame chassis, it all works, it all feels very, very solid. It'll go through this big mud bomb hole that's somewhere over there, but we're not going to do that because we don't want to get covered in mud. But nevertheless, you can get covered in mud and have a great deal of fun in this. This is a tremendous vehicle. It's a lot of fun, but it's also extremely serious, and it's serious value for money at only £1,000. I can't praise it high enough.
That's it from part 1, but join me in part 2 for more fun at Stoneley. And here's something, I've been walking around for miles today, my feet are killing, I'm gagging for a cup of tea. So I saw some caravans over there and I'm going to try and blag one, so I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, I didn't find a cup of tea, but I did find this gentleman. This is Trevor Morton, who built his very own motorhome. Trevor, this is absolutely fabulous. You're going to have to talk me through the stages of building it.
Well, the vehicle was built on the running gear of an Austin Ambassador car. How
long did it take to build something? Where did you start, basically?
Well, I started by making a new chassis
Right.
for the vehicle, with an extended wheelbase.
And how long did that take to build the actual chassis?
About a month, 6 weeks to build the chassis.
Right, so it's quite sturdy and strong then.
Yes.
And what was the stage after that once you've built the actual chassis?
Well, I had to build this shell, which was a steel front end of the shell. The shell is steel, and the rear is a timber frame.
Right.
Coachbuilt.
And where did you get the metal? Where did you get that frame from? Where did you get the
I
cladding?
bought, well, the framework, the steel framework was bought as steel and cut and welded up to the shape of the vehicle.
I see.
And the rear end was a framework which I made up from timber.
Right. Was it difficult? Because it looks so pristine, the way that everything's been fitted together and been moulded and everything else. How difficult was it to get the shape?
Well, I made a model first, and from the model I scaled the van to it.
I see. Well, I've got to mention inside, because inside's just absolutely fabulous once again. Now, from what your wife told me earlier, you did everything from the kitchen units to the swivel chairs to the sewing the fabric onto the seats. Now that, I'm sorry, but I'm no sewing expert, but that must have taken quite a while.
Oh yes, well in the end it took, the actual vehicle took 18 months to build, but you do make mistakes and you have to sometimes go back over what you've done.
Yeah.
But the van itself, like I say, was 18 months to complete it.
Right. Did you get your wife to help with the sewing?
No.
You're not telling me you're a new man, Trevor.
I did.
You did everything?
I did everything, yeah.
People often ask me what I do for kicks. After all, I race cars at weekends. I like to hone my reactions with toys. As they say, the difference between the men and the boys is the size of their toys. Well, actually, I'm not flying this helicopter. It's actually Mark Tilbury over there from Model World that's flying this helicopter. I can, but it's a bit too windy today. Every time it's windy, I crash. And it's Mark Tilbury from Model World who I spend all the money with. His vast fortune he has given me back, in a small degree, by buying off me the Caterham I built for my wife. This is a Caterham scholarship car, and my wife competed in 1 year of the Caterham Scholarship Championship with it, me being team manager, team owner and mechanic, and it was great fun. I enjoyed building the car, I enjoyed maintaining the car, I enjoyed repairing the car, but it hasn't actually been damaged very, very much, Mark, honestly it hasn't. But let's see how it goes on the road. I think the difference between this Caterham and my Vauxhall engine car, this has got the pushrod 1600cc engine, and it makes it much more docile for everyday motoring. It's a lot more economical as far as fuel's concerned. It's a cheaper car, but it's still as much fun. You can have a lot of fun knowing that you're actually probably doing near on 40 miles to the gallon. So what you have is a highly developed, very sophisticated suspension system that is only really appreciated when you take the car to the limit and beyond. The car will understeer initially on the way into the corner if you want it to. it can oversteer slightly on the way out of a corner if you want it to. The balance is so fine that a slight lift off mid-corner or accelerate mid-corner can change the whole balance of the car, and really mid-corner you steer the car on the throttle. Well, here we are again, back with Mark. Mark, you're the proud owner of a very nice Caterham. You've had it for 2 years, ex-Patrick Watt's car. What do you think? Are you happy with it?
It's an absolutely superb car, mechanically sound, very well built, drives superbly. Can't wait to get up in the morning, if the sun's shining, jump in the car, get out, give it a good thrashing.
Well built, I think, is the word there. I introduced you to Caterhams by letting you have a go in the car initially at Brands Hatch, thrashing it round on a track day.
That's right.
What do you think of track days?
Yeah, well, the on-track days are absolutely superb. You can take the car right to the limit on a variety of British tracks such as Brands Hatch, Thruxton, Snetterton, and it really is good, right to the edge in perfect safety, really.
And into the gravel, I know the answer to this one, but into the gravel occasionally,
yeah,
maybe?
You can end up in the gravel when you're pushing the car to the limit, but again, the gravel traps are there as a safety measure, and it's no danger to yourself or to any others on the track, which is great.
I think the point is that Caterham is really a race car for the road. It's a very good road car, but it's a fantastic race car, and really, unless you actually take it on a racetrack, you just don't realise how incredible the car is. I've still got a Caterham. And this is it. Looking a bit tatty at the moment, unfortunately. It's just come back from Paul Ricard doing a 4-hour race there. Other events I did in it last year were Spa. I did a 2-hour race at Spa in the pouring rain. Events my wife did in it, shopping in Tunbridge Wells, shopping at Lakeside. And between these various events, all we do is change the tyres, spring settings, and it turns it from the ultimate race car to the ultimate road car. It's actually quicker round a lot of race circuits than an actual touring car. On the road, it's absolutely unbelievable. As I said earlier, boys and their toys, you just want to get in and have a play.
If you want more information on anything you've seen on Kits and Cruising, then send for our free fact sheet. Send a self-addressed envelope with 2 first-class stamps to Kits and Cruising, Granada Television, Key Street, Manchester, M60 9EA.